take a look at Cyberbacker because I think you would really enjoy a VA just like I've been able to use over the last year.
Good morning, right? My name is Paul with Cyberbacker, and of course we have here Mark Stewart, which is a Keller Williams agent, and right now, okay, he's one of the most producing or best producing agent in his town. So, right, we'll just ask you a couple of questions so we can get a little bit more, right, or understand more on how your business works. How long have you been in the real estate industry, Mark?
I've been in real estate going on 15 years. I got my real estate license in 2005, and for up until July 1st of 2015, I was with what was, I thought, the biggest real estate company in town, a local brokerage. And then I was exposed to Keller Williams by a previous team leader. And he started talking to me about 2 years prior to me joining. And so, yeah, so going in, this is in 2005, is 15 years is how long I've been a realtor.
All right. So 15 years, you already must be an expert on how it's done.
I'm trying to get there. The biggest room in the world is a room for improvement. So that's what I'm working on.
Improvement. Good thing you mentioned that. So let me ask you this. Before the coronavirus hit, right, have you worked, right, with an assistant before virtually?
The only assistant that I had before virtually was an in-office assistant. That was all I had ever worked with. With an EA is what I had in my office.
Okay. And was it a good experience, bad experience, and why?
Yeah, I mean, the first bold that I went to, my bold coach, his name was Russ Stewart. And that was probably within the first year of me joining Keller Williams. I was doing everything myself. And Russ said, you know, part of the bold, you know, you have to be able to leverage through others in order to be at in order to achieve more. And so I hired an EA, and because I was always trying to figure out, how do I afford to hire someone? And you just kind of have to take the leap of faith, which I did. And so I hired someone, and you know, it was really then that I started to see the potential of being able to grow my business by being able to leverage out and use others and pay them for what they're good at. And so it was a really good experience to be able to have someone in my office. However, I immediately seen, you know, within the next 6 months to 9 months, how I was going to grow past that person and need to bring someone else on. And it was, you know, as Gary Keller says in the MREA book, you know, you need to lead generate for, you know, 3 hours a day. And, you know, so in order to lead generate for 3 hours a day, you know, you had to come up with names and phone numbers and things like that you'd have to call. And half of the 3 hours, it always seemed like, would be eaten up by trying to find those names and numbers of people to call. So to circle back around to the question that you asked, yes, it was a great experience of me hiring my EA, and I'm glad that I did. I think I may have taken a little bit further than what you wanted, which you may get to later.
That's perfectly fine. The real reason for this interview is for us to get you know you better, okay, and how your system worked and how it worked, okay? So right now you do work with an assistant virtually, right?
I do.
Okay. Now, we're gonna ask you, what do you believe are the 5? Okay, give me just a couple of the most income-producing tasks an assistant can do for you virtually. Which is, in your case, we gave one of them, which is lead generation, getting the list ready for you to call, so you can, you know, do the things that you're good at, which is talking to people.
And I would say the second dollar-producing activity is for my Cyberbacker to work on my social media and be able to grow my brand through her doing that.
Gotcha. Now, going over again with this ongoing pandemic that we have, right after this, do you plan to return to a traditional working environment?
I do. Yeah, I can't wait for that to happen. To be able to get back to my office, because right now I'm having to work from home, and it's just it's been a challenge because I'm not used to, just like the rest of us realtors out there. We kind of had to shift gears into working from home, and I'm glad that I had my VA in order to help me do that.
Okay. So what advice do you have for other people working remotely right now?
My advice is to have an accountability partner and being able to have a VA. My VA, she's been with me for, it was April 29th was her first, or was it May 29th? It's coming up on a year because it's her birthday. Being able to have an accountability partner to get me the names and numbers of the people that I need to call on a daily basis has been unbelievable. She just makes my job so much easier, and because as a salesperson, we have a high D and we're also a high I, and so we're also ADD to a certain degree, I believe. And we'll see a shiny object or a squirrel, and we'll go that path of least resistance to not to do the thing that will give us pain, which is calling people on the phone. And so by having my VA, she gives me the list of names and numbers that I call on a daily basis, and she's actually there on the background. We use Uber conference call, and then we also use Zoom screen share, so that while I'm on the phone with her, I can also see the list of people that we're calling. So she just makes my job a lot more efficient, and really allows me to talk to more people and also be able to create a pipeline, because I was always the kind of a person before I had a VA that I would talk to people, have the mindset, and also know that I'll take that note of whatever it was that I got from that person, and it would never happen. And so the next time I would talk to them, I would say, gosh, I never wrote the note down from last time. So I'm able to create and have a lot more dialogue with my database now that I've been using a VA than I ever did before.
How are you using this time to substantially grow your business when everyone is slowing down?
How I'm using this time is I'm making those care calls, just calling people and saying, hey, you know what, I'm giving you a call today, not to talk about real estate, but just to see how you and your family are. How are you guys doing? How has your job been impacted by what's going on? And then I also share with them, hey, my team are wanting to be a resource for the community right now. Who do you know, or do you know of anyone that's needing any groceries dropped off, or medications or anything like that delivered? And so I'll ask them that, and then I'll also say something that I got from, she's from an ISA. She's an ISA for 𝗙𝗪𝗰𝗶𝗹, and she also has a mastery. Anna Kruger also shared on a script, and part of the script is, a lot of people have been asking me about real estate. Do you have any questions for me about real estate right now? And then, that'll, kind of segue from one thing to the next. And, oh yeah, by the way, what is the market like right now? And then I'll go into our local stats of how many new listings have come on the market, how many pendings, and how many closed. And, it kind of lets people know that, hey, the market has not completely shut down. There is still a lot that's going on out there.
Going into, jumping into the fun part, a little bit of fun part, just for our viewers or your friends to see how fun you are. I'm going to ask you, right, a series of rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Really easy though, okay? If something is not on point, okay, we can have that cut, just so you know.
Okay.
All right. So let me start now, okay? So Mark, Coke or Pepsi?
Pepsi.
Coffee or tea?
Definitely coffee.
Burgers or hot dogs?
Burgers.
City or countryside?
City.
City. Carpet or hardwood?
Hardwood.
Pasta or pizza?
Pizza.
Pizza. Okay. All right. So for someone who's buff, like pizza too.
Gotta have those carbs.
We're the same. Okay.
Jeez, that's right.
Right. Morning person or night owl?
Oh my gosh, morning and night. As a realtor, you do both.
Okay, so in line. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Podcast or a book?
Definitely a podcast.
I
I'm
heard
too
that you
ADD to
said-
read a book.
Do you
Yeah,
text or call most of the time?
definitely call.
All right, movie theater or Netflix?
Movie theater.
Jogging or hiking?
I would have to say jogging. Never been hiking before.
Never been hiking. Okay, so TV series or movies?
TV series.
Okay, most important question of all, the last one is Superman or Batman?
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna do Superman.
We do Superman. Okay,
Do
awesome. All right. So again, Mark, thank you so much for being with us today. For people who are watching, right, like Mark, it sold realty, MARKITSOLD, realty, right? That's his Facebook page. That's his business page. And then, if you are a fan of Mark, which everyone is, right? Look him up on Facebook, Mark Stewart. Okay, Mark, anything you'd like to say to your viewers?
The only thing I would like to say is, for a number of years, I was in real estate, and I love people. I love my industry. I love selling houses. There's nothing that I don't like about what I do. It wasn't until I went out on the limb, and I think someone had told me about, my MAPS coach friend of, he had seen that, posted an ad on my internal 𝗙𝗃𝗋𝗋 Facebook page looking for an EA. And then Jason messaged me and said, have you ever thought about a virtual assistant? And I said, no, tell me more. And so that was really the beginning of having a firm belief in working with Cyberbacker. And not that lead generating is ever fun, but by having your names and numbers already on your screen for you to see, it has just really made it a much easier job that I have to call people on a daily basis. And it does make it fun to know that I've already got the names and numbers, so I'm able to be a lot more efficient with my 3 hours worth of lead gen that I do on a daily basis. So if you need help with that, and if you've ever had problems with coming up with the names and numbers to call, definitely take a look at Cyberbacker, because I think you would really enjoy a VA just like I've been able to use over the last year.